This is about a place where anything can happen, the Drake Passage. It's one of the most dangerous sea routes in the world. Before the Panama Canal opened in 1914, ships traveling from the Atlantic to the Pacific had to cross this perilous passage, making it infamous among sailors. Even today, modern vessels face its wrath, with around 8,800 ships having sunk there. It's estimated that over 20,000 people have died, and the passage continues to claim lives. In 2022, a rogue wave struck a cruise ship traveling from Antarctica to Argentina, killing one person and injuring four others. The ship was hit by a massive wall of water, causing chaos and destruction, with some rooms flooded and even walls knocked down. Sailing through the Drake Passage is a journey that takes roughly 48 hours, but sailors say they remember those hours for the rest of their lives. One passenger described the experience as feeling like a dirty sock in a washing machine on a 36-hour spin cycle. The constant motion of the waves makes everything unpredictable. Eating becomes a challenge. You need to hold onto your plate, glass, and even the table and chair, because they all slide around. Special sticky mats are used, but they don't always work, making even a simple meal a chaotic experience. On board, there are barf bags attached to the walls because seasickness is almost guaranteed. Everything that isn't secured, laptops, dishes, and even furniture, can go flying during strong waves. Moving around the ship is dangerous without holding onto railings, poles, or anything to keep from being thrown off balance. People have even been known to tie themselves to their beds to sleep. Why? Because the constant waves cause periodic vertical acceleration, where your weight drops to almost zero and then quickly doubles. It's nearly impossible to rest under such conditions. So, what makes the Drake Passage so treacherous? Geographically, it's located between the southern tip of South America and Antarctica, spanning about 500 miles in width and 620 miles in length. It's where the Atlantic, Pacific, and Southern Oceans meet, creating the perfect storm for violent weather. The temperature difference between cold Antarctic waters and warmer ocean water fuels powerful cyclones. The absence of land also means nothing blocks these storms, so winds reach speeds of 30 to 45 miles per hour regularly. Experienced sailors say the passage has two moods, the Drake Shake and the Drake Lake. The Drake Shake is the more common of the two, where ships are constantly rocked by enormous waves. In contrast, Drake Lake refers to the rare occasions when the seas are calm. But calm seas are a rare blessing in this region. When the winds pick up, the waves can reach up to 39 feet in height, and some reports even mention waves as high as 66 feet. These giant waves relentlessly pummel ships, leaving even the most seasoned sailors soaked and freezing. And that's not counting rogue waves, which are rare but deadly. Rogue waves are waves that are at least twice as high as the surrounding sea and appear out of nowhere. The exact mechanism behind their formation is still a mystery, but researchers believe they result from smaller waves merging into a giant one due to strong surface winds or shifts in ocean currents. And the Drake Passage is the perfect environment for this to happen. The passage is home to some of the strongest ocean currents in the world, especially the Antarctic Circumpolar Current. This powerful current carries more than 4.6 billion cubic feet of water per second through the passage, which is 100 times more than the collective discharge of all the rivers on Earth. It's considered the largest ocean current in the world and encircles Antarctica like a protective moat. Since it doesn't encounter any land, the current builds up extreme force, making it nearly impossible for ships to escape its pull. Now, combine the wind, waves, and currents, and you've got one of the deadliest places on Earth for sailors. Even with modern ships, it's a battle against the elements to cross the Drake Passage. And what's more astonishing is that people were crossing it as early as the 16th century, when ships were nowhere near as durable as they are now. The passage was named after the British explorer Sir Francis Drake, who accidentally discovered it in 1578. While navigating through the Strait of Magellan into the Pacific, one of his ships was wrecked by a storm, and another was forced to return to England. The third ship made it into the open waters of what we now call the Drake Passage. It was this discovery that revealed to the world that there was open water south of South America, forever changing maritime routes. But why did sailors keep returning to this dangerous stretch of water? Before the Panama Canal, the Drake Passage was the quickest way to get from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Although there were other routes, such as the Strait of Magellan and the Beagle Channel, these were narrow, winding, and filled with dangerous tidal currents. The Drake Passage, by contrast, offers open water for hundreds of miles, making it a preferred route despite the extreme dangers. In the end, the Drake Passage remains one of the most perilous sea routes in the world. Its ever-changing weather, massive waves, rogue currents, and deadly storms create a perfect storm of challenges for anyone daring to cross it. Despite modern advancements, nature continues to remind us that there are still places on Earth where it holds all the cards, and the Drake Passage is undoubtedly one of those places. If you ever find yourself on a journey through the Drake Passage, remember to hold on to everything, including yourself, because you're in for a wild ride.